than the light. But anywho.
So adamant about the fact that these people are in their car, despite always saying how lousy the police are, they never help anybody. And again, all it's doing is making people look away. Because instead of just like not talking about this and hoping people won't do this anymore, they're going live making such a big fuss out of it that trolls who desperately want to mess with you are now going to do it tenfold. Again, I need to stress that I'm not defending this, but with the group of people you have who mess with you every day, Sophia, you're just threatening them now. You're poking the bear. And these things never end up working out for you. And another big reason that could be the case is because the police really don't have time for somebody whose only focus was like seemingly getting someone to lose their job. If you're talking about letting the police know, but you're not talking about being arrested. All you're focused on is them being in the same shoes as you. Jobless, so you can say the same thing that they say right back. You just desperately want to harass people the same way people harass you. And I can kind of understand that thinking because this happens to you every day. But for you to act like you're so much better than people and also be desperately trying to get people to lose their jobs just because of mean comments left about you, is let's be real right now. People are spending their time like showing up to your car because they probably don't even have jobs for you to attack. But really the thing that stuck with me the most is what she said at the very end. She said, fuck it, somebody has to pay for what they do to me, so she doesn't care. She's not like trying to have this stop. She just wants someone to also be in the same shoes as her so she can look down on them. This is just a really shitty situation because she's trying to defend herself from all these trolls, and again, she doesn't understand that these people are not going to stop.
You know what happened when my moderator took action? Because someone falsely called DPS? They started fucking with her. And if I continue to let these people do whatever they want, and being nice, they're going to make a nice person. Because then they continue. They don't learn their lesson. They won't only do it to you. They'll do it to somebody else. And I'm not going to let that happen. Somebody has to take the fight. Somebody has to do their job to learn. Do not screw up on people. You don't do that. I can't even take the breath. I work hard for the shit that I have. These fuckers don't work hard for their shit. They just do it.
Sophia says that she works hard for what she does. And would that be just sitting in the car? Like, would that be like going to a restaurant? What would that be? Because TikTok is not good. Sitting here for hours every night and just complaining and complaining and complaining is not hard work. She looks at herself as
to shut her uppity
really a
ass
hard-working, dedicated woman when she doesn't get off her ass more than 2 or 3 times a day.
Well, actually, TikTok owed me over $1,000+ that they still have not received.
Shut your ass up.
This month, I didn't even get all my money this month, and I'm pissed off. That's over $1,000+. Combined from this account to my main account, and that's not even going to include because that's not going to be paid until next month. TikTok owes me about $1,000+. I'm not going to say how much, but they owe me a lot of money. They haven't even paid me. Mind you, I can take my shit, right? Because all I have to do is make good quality videos on YouTube. I can be making bank. I don't need to deal with this TikTok bullshit. It's over the freaking amount to be paid. You are withholding $200 on my main account. You're not even supposed to be holding back from on top of what I make. They've been taking $200 and holding it back. Which is crazy because on my backup account, I got all of it. On my main account, I don't get all of the amount that I make because they take $200 out of it, which makes no sense. Why are you holding back $200?
Now, we all know that Sophia will refuse to go to
You gotta pay your dues, Sophia.
I feel like that's like $1,000+ being withheld from her TikTok is one of the main reasons she's like, well, why would I get a job? It's just waiting for them to send us money. So Sophia, your account, I believe, is being monetized. There's a good chance they are never sending you nothing. And if it is truly over 1,000, that's nothing to sneeze at. You know, you guys would be mad too, so would I. But then you changed it to $200. So I'm not sure how much it genuinely is.
What'd you say? You didn't say shit. Because you ain't got that goddamn torch lit.
But I guess in her mind, that means that, you know, all the cars are going back on TikTok and it's going to be learn. And she'll learn very quickly that is not going to happen in the slightest. But I'll be interested in Sophia does eventually make it jump.
These people are so stupid. They'll sit here and say you moved because they got to move. No, you moved because we were tired of being harassed. You could have stayed there and let their ass get caught again. You could stay there and let them continue to do what they can.
They get tired. We got sick and tired of doing that.
Exactly.
If you waited before that, we would have stayed on again.
Why do I want to stay there and keep having DoorDash come to the car or police? And we didn't even make the decision to move. Did we move ourselves? My brother did this. He told me he moved the car. He can't. He has things he has to do. He can't always be here to make sure we're safe. Mind you, I don't mind it because I don't worry.
You don't worry because you don't work. You're sitting in the car that mom at you all day. And God forbid another robber ever came, you run to the hills and leave mom at you later. But she's putting everything in the world on Brother Chu's shoulders. He owes the rent. He's the one who has to make sure they're safe. So Tia just has to sit there. This is deadass a 30-year-old woman who talks about how she has a problem standing and getting up and her legs hurt.
Yeah, her legs
She can work Amazon. But dude, like welcome to the real world. You can't just go through like what is gonna happen with her when Mama Chu's gone and Brother Chu's gone? That's a really tough question to answer. She has zero work skills, has no work history, and again, she's one of these people who just has nothing there when it's all said and done. And at the beginning of that clip, she's talking about how nobody made the move, nobody scared her. Yes, they did, but it's because of your own actions. You know, you guys were popping squats and taking shits right next to a public park. There's absolutely a reason you should have moved it. The second people called you out on it, you fucking hijacked. But now comes the moment where Cynthia really starts to get pissed off. When Mama Chu sees a comment in the chat and says, oh yeah, look at that. They're saying that Papa Chu's not your father. And Toad really doesn't like that. Not because she's like, oh, that's my father, don't you say that about him, but for another reason.
Another issue I have.
Just ignore that about my father. They're going to say it's not my father because they don't want me to be black. The reason they don't want me to be black is because they want to keep calling me racist and they know they can't because I'm black. They want to continue to say I'm racist towards Mexicans when Mexican is not even a race. And I'm not going to hear it from somebody that writes a long paragraph message trying to tell me how Mexican is a race when he literally has discussion topics and debate topics how Mexican is not a race. I'm told every time you cannot mark Mexican down as a race on the census. Too bad, so bad. You are not going to try to argue with me, and I'm not going to sit here and say Mexican's a race when it's not. Please use your common sense. I'm tired of people leaving me long messages about how they know Mexican's a race. Please do not care. It's not a race. Enough is enough. I'm so sick and tired of someone, and I know you're trying to be polite, but it's kicking me off. I'm not going to go say Mexican's a race to get chewed out. It's not. Take that up with the government. Don't get that up with me. You have to acknowledge the government doesn't acknowledge a lot of races. Because there's nothing you can do about it. Whatever's listed on the census is a race. Black, white, indigenous, Pacific Islander, Asian, black, white, Pacific Islander, Asian, and then there's another one. There's 5.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that reasoning is wild and utterly disrespectful to Tokia to say. I'll explain exactly why right now. The main thing Tokia is worried about for people slandering her father is that, she's not his daughter. And that doesn't hurt her because, it's not my dad. It hurts her because they're saying I'm not African American. Now, everyone has a right to be prideful of their heritage, of their race, but when you use the struggle for people that are genuinely happening in the world, you don't get to shield yourself with that. People go through real and heavy shit every day. African Americans, really in every race. And you try to use every single one of those bad things that happen as a defense for yourself. You've never gone through anything like that, Sophia, and the reason people call you out has nothing, I mean not a single thing to do with your race. It's completely disrespectful to any African American who's gone through like heavy shit in their lives. Because this woman absolutely hasn't. And she's trying to resonate with others over that, which you can't do. If you've gone through no type of trials and tribulations, and you just want to act like you're someone who's been treated for the color of your skin. Absolutely not. You could be white as a marshmallow and people would still tell you you are a very terrible person.
People are so dumb. They're being anti-black as well. Aren't people discriminating against me? Especially white people. I hate it when people sit here and say, well, do you say you're Hispanic? Of course, that's my ethnicity. Just because I said Hispanic doesn't make me black. That's one thing I hate about people saying because I said I'm Hispanic, I'm not black. Black is my race. That's when I mark down how many people live in the household and I put my race. You know, when you have to fill out that people for the government, and I put African American. Why would I mark African American if I'm not? Why would my ID say African American, or I don't know if the ID called race? Why would I put African American as my race when I get my ID if I'm not? Why would I lie about my race on government documents if I'm not black? some of you guys really want to be anti-black, you want to be racist, and you don't say anything. You let white people come in my comment section and tell me I'm not black because you also do it. And I'm so sick and tired of people not caring. When it comes to black people,
why should I care? Give me one good reason why I should care.
There's a lot of people that was really tough if they were called. So I would advise you not to make breath like that. When you say you're the right one, no, I'm the right one. You call me on a good day. I'm not afraid of you. You should be afraid of me. It doesn't make sense. It's stupid. It's idiotic.
Why should I care?
You call me in like other people and then, I didn't say that. Like, whenever someone is, give you the same energy, except for me, I say this because I'm not going to be stupid and I'll keep telling people. I know, so I can't
Why should I care?
Obviously, they know that, but they still say it otherwise.
He is somebody who a lot of times will get really mad at assumptions about her. There's strange things about her that she will vehemently deny, although there's big issues true, like what they're even told. And in the first book you saw there, you can see her just assuming that everybody who says things to her in chat is a woman. She'll always go off on these tangents about white people, and she'll say that everyone who attacks her is a white person, and she doesn't know this at all. She's just saying that she really has what's right for white people. She also tried the hardest to sound like hard as hell in those last years. And when she's the right one, they have tons of people riding out for them in the streets of Albuquerque, which is just laughable. But then she makes the craziest statement she can make by saying that, I still can't believe this, you caught her on a good day. There's never been a good day for Turk. Turk is sitting here being like, no, I'm going to be nice to you today. No, you're not. You have nothing. You know you can do nothing. You control, but you still want to maintain the standard. You're in control. They better not mess with you. And that's, again, such a silly thing to do with all these polls and poll intentions to mess with you all day. It's not going to stop it. Especially when they feel saying things like, well, that's why I say it. You know, they make all these threats, but I say hypotheticals. Like, you know, if I were to do this, you'd be scared. And she thinks that's going to get her out of all this trouble. But she's not going to be in anyway, nor will any of these trolls. But she's using anything she can to be like, I'm not the bad one, you're the bad one. Yes, I've said that myself, but said them hypothetically. You guys have said right here in my chat, so you're the guilty party.
I have a lot to be grateful about. My family wouldn't benefit me if I'm and if he would have got pulled over, they would have told his car. Luckily, because of me, he had car insurance and also had a running car because I had to buy an alternator for his car. So yeah, and also she went to me my mother didn't have hearing aids. I bought her hearing aids. She had a lot of things because of me and so does my family. We all support each other. They benefit because of me. If it wasn't for me, we wouldn't be getting all this help in the first place. You're not realizing your harassment is causing people to help us. If I was to really sit down with someone and explain the harassment I'm getting online and actually fix this shit, you're giving me more help than you know. No. No, you gotta be careful what you say. Don't do that. No, that's not funny. No!
Turkey is ready to make the same point of extended period of time. Probably been minus mama to the word she just said. That was the word he meant to say. You know, Turkey wanted to
land that until you
and
got my
Turkey speaks any kind of negative talk about herself on her own street. Because she thinks it's just going to expose more ammo, which it will. But also, Mama Chu's allowed to say whatever the hell she wants. It's her car at the end of the day, goddammit. And you get all these streams 24/7. This is not allowed to speak on
you know, this is wild. This is crazy how people justify this stuff. So, you know, when things start happening to people, they're going to be quiet. Then they're going to learn to be I don't have to do things that either, like people do like robbing people, threatening people.
See, she did it again right there. The hypothetical threats. You know, these people are going to get hurt, yeah, but you know, not the legal way. Like, stop. You're just trying so hard to scare these people, and you're just giving them even bigger laugh. I think the biggest laugh I got though was from the last clip, where she talked about how much she helped her family. She does nothing but name two things she did for toiletry one time. The first one I'm 99% sure isn't true about, like making sure the car is running. And second off, congrats, you're helping with his insurance. It's a shame you can't help with the rent. If you could, you wouldn't be homeless right now.
Do you know they're going to record my life because of what you said? They made a username. Mom, you have to be careful with what you say. Mom, it's not just an okay thing. I've already explained it to you. You're not helping our situation. And I can't even see why. They take advantage of that.
Fuck you, Sophia.
Yes, I am a victim, actually. I was swatted falsely like, what, 10 times already? Yes, I am. Because people said random messages.
Mama should have told your ass, shut the hell up.
Why are you sending men from dating apps if I'm a horrible person? If I'm not a good person, just bluff me. Why Why you
Shut
gotta
your
come to me with
ass.
asking one and then start laughing? What if I just ask you? That's like
Backhand
people that are
shit,
dating
alright.
these predators, right? Which I don't have an issue with. The problem being is that you're gonna make them look like a victim when you start harassing them. Then people are not gonna believe their predators. People are gonna say, well, this poor dude's a victim now. And it's gonna be a lot harder for him to be charged because you just made the dude a victim. Are you dumb? If someone is so not badly handled, why are you sitting here on the internet literally making them a victim? Of course you don't like what someone says online. But that's no way to threaten, harass, or send weird people to the car or DoorDash because of words you don't like. I don't like what you say. People call me the N-word, but you don't see me sitting here finding out who they are, harassing them. You're literally taking this real life over some freaking words. That shows that you can't handle what someone says to you. You get butthurt all the time. You're taking it out on me because you got hurt for something I said to you.
You didn't say shit to me, bitch.
And you can't handle it, then you shouldn't be on social media. I can't handle it,
I'm allowed to be on social media.
Just a phenomenal job by Sophia to compare her situation to a predator catch. Her point is this: if people, catch these predators and troll them and beat them up like some predator catchers do, people are going to feel sympathy for them. But no, they are not. No, they absolutely are not. Because what she's doing here is genuinely sympathizing with predators. She's saying that, these guys get caught and they victims because people harass them and all that. And it's all just over words. She must have seen a few of these and seen that these guys text back and forth with kids. And she's like, no, all they said were words.
Damn, look at that nigga. You see that shit?
She sees a bit of that in her own situation, especially with all the Asian people porn stuff. Maybe you guys heard something different from me in that statement, but really, it just seems like she's trying to compare her situation to people who get caught in predator stings and being like, see, like, you make people feel bad for us.
You just gonna leave his ass there? Come on, man.
He said, oh, you made me a victim with all the swatting and stuff. But that may be true. Nobody should ever swat anybody.
Just leave him there.
Completely over the line. But the predators, if you these people are never going to be convicted. If anyone sees them as such, they're probably a predator too.
It's selective outrage. It's selective outrage. They want to act like they care about your well-being. But why are you doing this? Why are you doing act like they care about your well-being? They care about you because they can go back to your door and start banging on the car window. Like if I'm the only person leaving out of the car. I'm not the only person in the car, so why are they harassing you? Why are they terrorizing you? What did you do then? They're not because you're supporting me.
I almost had it.
You're right. What are you supposed to do? Isn't a mother supposed to defend her kids? So why are they telling you that you have no right to defend me while acting harassing? But they care about your well-being.
Ooh, alright, nice
Did you do anything for them? Because you didn't apologize because they tried to tell you that you caused black people to get hurt? And even before that, they were harassing you.
Swing that shit. Yeah. Get up here.
Mama Chew, the ultimate amazing. Listen, this old woman doesn't deserve to get through the field.
Got lucky.
She clearly has something that causes isolation, but really the only reason there is that she was raised so clear and allows her to be this way. She gets rid of it. People telling her, dude, this could be a great job. Why would I do that? When she already
That's what they get.
I mean, once she's seen no money,
Shit, I almost had that brute over here.
Talking to a camera,
Punk ass, come on.
still not see anything before it. Maybe she just likes spending time with her people and doesn't want her away from the house all day. But at the end of the day, she needs to. Every human being needs to work. You don't just get to sit around your whole life and live off of your brother's paycheck, the pennies on the dollar.
That's what I thought.
You know what the monthly kid
You're a chicken
she
shit.
was claiming that she had $10,000. What happened to this $10,000 if it existed? And it's more of these things. Mama Chew allows her to chirp online and sitting right next to her. They get her feet and all this bullshit because Mama Chew is pushing her. Yeah, you're completely great. Nobody knows all you do. Yes, people do because she streams it all day. She sits there and does nothing. And to be fair, one of the problems that Locals have getting a job is that people will call and try to get them fired. I know that's probably an annoying thing to have to go through, but again, it doesn't mean you just can't work ever again for the rest of your life. Like, what if you just got rid of TikTok for a while? And you can still do your TikTok while it's applied. Oh, I don't trust you to be able to work this out. But go to the Jackson way and don't tell anybody.
Where the hell is he at?
You could so easily do this, but you don't want to. If she really wanted a job, she'd keep it quiet.
Get the hell away from me.
Because she's so desperate and hard, she'll constantly use the troll as an excuse.
You punk
It's never
ass.
an issue when other people are using words.
I ain't got
You're
two
mad
of
that,
them
oh, you don't
over
know, you don't know who that is, so we're not going to say anything.
here.
Yeah, of course you don't give a F. I just literally said that. You don't give a F. So then you can't complain about nobody saying first or not. You don't give a fuck.
I don't care. Okay, how many fucks should I give?
They don't go live. They stay on my live stream. And the issue being, right, is that they said they don't give a fuck.
Sophia, let me ask you this.
No,
How many fucks did you give for me?
I know you want to keep the waiting, but it's my live. Never mind, just go back to the comment and talking to the comment. It's your life now.
I was just gonna say, how funny they can't find out because they're literally talking about their income. They shouldn't say, they should sit on the door and
they're not going to say anything. No, I forgot what I was going to say because you got a topic.
This is why people say you treat your mother horribly. All she's trying to do is defend you, and you just have to break out into that. Mom, I'm talking. Despite you cutting her off at every single point you did throughout this whole video. She's such a child at that. Like, oh, it's my screen, Mom. Okay, but you're sitting right next to her in the same automobile, and what she's supposed to do is go sit outside, wait when you're done your 4-hour live stream. Just be such an attitude on her, and to throw it at her really old mother while she is 30 herself is just best.
There was a white person in my conversation that you said you don't believe this thing. No, we don't. What kind of a statement is that? Another white girl in my DMs. I'm looking at their profile pictures. I'm looking at their videos. I'm looking at them. They're not white people in their face, okay? This is not white shit. This is not white people trying to... It's not trying to be white. This is a community. It's a comedy. These people are not putting on a fake face pretending to be white. They're white people being racist. They're being openly racist because you guys don't say shit to them.
How does she manage to stay on TikTok? I mean, really, listen to all the stuff she said. White people this, white people that. When someone brought up that everybody's reason to say this is a pretty factual statement, she is not having it. And I bet one of these days she will be taken down for racism or something like that.
Yeah.
And I have a pretty good idea who she will immediately point the blame to.
Well, I wouldn't be concerned with which one's my dad because you don't have one. So maybe I would be concerned about why you don't have parents. So it sounds like you don't have parents that lucky. You're concerned about which one's my daddy when you don't even know who your daddy is. You don't even have a name for your daddy. So I wouldn't even be worried. Maybe you should worry about why you was an orphan instead of worrying about me.
Yeah, I worry
Did you
about
stay in the position of get away from Annie? Was that you? Did you take that musical little personality because you was orphan? So maybe I would not worry about you. I would worry about you. And even if you do, your parents, your mom should have swallowed.
Yeah, you're really helping me face the deal with a really nice person who deserves all the respect in the world, Sophia. You just said that off the cuff comment, not knowing anything about this guy, about how his parents don't love him, and he's orphan. But God forbid people ever make an offhanded claim about Sophia. This is wild. He's completely believing this guy like he's a chat, and yet Sophia is the one who's expected to be given a chance, you know, because she's going through so much. That is absolute respect to say that to someone, and she's going to continue to play the victim.
And even if you had parents, that's something with the defendant of the family. You know, when people start talking about you, that's the time to be quiet. They don't have anything to say because they don't have anything nice to say about you. Those are people that are either fatherless, motherless, don't have no parents, or their parents never left them growing up. You're concerned about who my real father is, and you should be concerned about why your father left. It doesn't matter who my father is. A DNA test is not who that I'm black. I'm still black no matter who whatever father it is. Exactly. No matter how they try to keep this stupid, I'm still black. Are they not stupid? Race is not based off of DNA. No, it's because the mother never told them who their real father was. They probably got lied to. That's like them. Like one time, there was this one where someone made a joke with their sibling and said you're a doctor, and they actually found out they were a doctor. That's going to be them. They're going to find out that they were a doctor, and their parents are not really there. The mother's going to be like, Son, let me tell you down, I got to tell you the truth. I like you so bad.
Sophia, I know you're trying to be all clever and be a people say that you got me, so I'll throw it right back. But you are making so many outrageous and baseless claims by the precedent you are setting. People are now allowed to do the same about you. You're letting trolls know that this is completely fair game. They can now make up any outrageous statement about you, and because you did it first. You already you lit the fuse. I don't know why you're so hostile about it. I don't know. You just keep going on about this orphan thing, and she'll say, "Well, they do it too." And it's like, yeah, because you just did that, and you don't have the control now to make up even more like crazy shit about you. She went off that Papa Chu too, saying no matter what the DNA test says, she's still black. Even if she has a white father, according to her, this will not change anything. I don't know why she is so like in fear about this. But if this news ever came out that Papa Chu wasn't her father, I think we never see her being on here again.
Okay, so who cares if you have a house car degree? It's a piece of paper that says you're qualified for a job. Only can I get hired for a job. You're not going to pay me hundreds of thousands of dollars for a piece of paper that tells you you're qualified for the job. Because you got a degree, okay. Even if I couldn't afford a degree, I don't want to go to college. Actually, I was sending emails to this. I was sending emails for my dad's business to investors. I was typing emails without a college degree, working for my dad's business in high school. Mind you, they're going to say it's a scam because somebody got mad that it wasn't even his fault. And because somebody got mad, they went online and lied. Because investors, my dad is the middleman. So what he does is he gets investors to invest money in his businesses. A lot of these people have small businesses. They were telling him that these people didn't need a credit check. They could work with anybody with no credit, and then they would turn around and say, well, they have to have a credit check.
They stated that they didn't take the loans and credit. And then it was working okay. They were paying clients and they were paying them to the lender. That's what he did. They were getting, they had to determine the work the company that needed it. And what happened was, people started coming to him and saying, oh, they're asking for a credit check, and they this and that, and they said, well, that's not me, that's them.
Well, what are they doing about that? This family cannot stop lying. They're trying to make it sound like Papa Chu had this big company, the lending company, and somebody had a problem with it. He was completely lying, and now Papa Chu doesn't do that anymore. You ever heard actually,
If you don't do that anymore, bullshit. Hey, Papa Chu, how was Bruce Crosses?
The quickest bank in the state. That's the guy they're saying is in charge of like $8 to $10 million.
I don't think they hold enough,
He is in prison right now with the knows. And what happened was he was like scamming an old lady out of their money. And, you know, maybe he had a job before this. I'm not entirely sure, but I know for a fact that he was that much money. Nor did he quit his job. Nor like I guess get himself out of trouble. Whatever it was that explained. It's just some bullshit again. He felt was real in his head. It's his whole $999 zillion thing. He just said stuff. You know, he didn't think about this. He doesn't actually run a bank. He just said that he's fucking crazy.
Well, he is fucking crazy. I don't think you think he's not doing that because he's not?
About how hard of a work he is. He hoped his dad back when she was in high school, taking her around with his all day. He was clearly big gesture. I just can't take this seriously. We're talking about the same man that's really responsible for why they're homeless right now. Because before Papa Chu went to jail, he was responsible for paying rent. And for months he was telling his family, don't worry, it's covered, don't worry, it's covered. Guess what? It wasn't covered. And that's kind of like the whole downward spiral there is right now. It all started with Papa Chu said he would pay the rent and just flat out did.
So we quit because we didn't want to get in trouble from God. We didn't want to do that.
Well, people already started reporting the business to the Better Business Bureau and Rock because they were mad that it wasn't going as promised. Because he didn't promise anybody anything with the lenders. They were the ones that were saying these people didn't need a credit check. Mind you, one of the ladies that worked for him, because people are probably going to bring that up, she literally falsely lied about stuff. My mom believes she lied about injuring herself at Wendy's. She claimed she got hurt at Wendy's where she worked. Well, I don't know, maybe, because after she lied, she was standing on the street corner by where we lived and she was holding up a sign asking for money. Her and another lady tried to make false claims because that other lady's daughter was also working with me. There was another girl that was in high school that was working with me. We were both working. Because he wanted to hire her daughter. And he said, I'll hire your daughter and I'll pay her. And my mom said, well, if you're going to hire her, why don't you hire your daughter to work? So I worked. I really worked for my dad's company sending emails. I said, I'll work for money too. I'll work for your business. And he hired me too. We were both working sending emails.
You know, they fired those people because they didn't want emails.
Yeah. People
and they were screwing up his business too. There was one lady that was crossing off, she was just crossing off, and she wasn't even sending emails.
She was supposed to call those numbers and see if they were interested in a loan. Yeah, I had to go to the bank, and I sat there, and I was would cross out the name that he paid for, the risk, and she wasn't even calling me.
Yeah, because he was using a website to pay for leads. That's what you do when you run a business. He was paying for these numbers so he could call them, and she was just crossing it off. She wasn't even calling them.
And he came back, I told him.
And so now it's the other people who were involved in this now. It's their fault. They had to get fired.
It's their fault.
Because they were making old prostitute business. They were making lots. They were giving it a terrible name. And I just have to ask the question yet again, why is it always somebody else's fault? Have they taken accountability for anything, her or Manitou? They just point the finger at everyone else. White people, trolls, these specific people who work with pageantry and fictitious business. It's always somebody else. And you know what? It's funny to remember we are like 35 minutes into this one, and there has been no Christmas talk whatsoever. Because Sophia and her mom have bigger fish to fry. These trolls and everyone, they need to hear Sophia's threats. They need to hear Sophia's attempt to act tough. Because, you know, they're not doing anything to better themselves this Slido. They're not even trying to do anything Christmassy. It's only time to bitch. It's always time to bitch and moan. Every time they're alive, Sophia literally does nothing but complain about the world around her. I don't know why she thinks she has a future in this. Making amazing content. What she does, and her idea of that is probably just more of this. See, everything you saw there happened just a day or two ago. But here we are on Christmas Day, with these last posts last night on Christmas Eve. So let's see what she's getting up to right on the day that Christmas is here. How exactly will the Slido celebrate? Despite me telling you before, they're probably not doing anything at all. Let's see how their day is going.
My hair is horrible, come back, and, you know, I'm walking around, I cannot sit, but I don't understand why people on the internet, right? They give me a predator, whatever the case may be, will turn around and defend an actual predator. Like, they say, well, Ashley Trevino has a place, like, Ashley Trevino is better than you. I didn't try to meet up with no 19-year-old, nor did I write a song about a 19-year-old being my private area. That is so weird. Like, are we good? Merry Christmas Eve, guys. Happy Hanukkah for those who don't celebrate Christmas Eve, people. But yeah, Merry Christmas Eve, Happy Hanukkah, and I really appreciate your guys' support. Obviously, this is why I don't mention you today. But yeah, I just noticed you tried, and I guess they said it canceled. I don't know what's up with that cancel. But yeah, anyways, guys, enjoy the rest of your holiday, and I'll see you later. Bye, guys. But I know I can have to understand, because I've already explained it, but I'm supposed to decide. So I was like, the GoFundMe ready to go to Comic-Con. Did you know the GoFundMe was made after Comic-Con? How would I use GoFundMe money to go to Comic-Con? Comic-Con was already over, and I already went, and I didn't have a GoFundMe done. Are you okay? You know what I mean? The Comic-Con is, the GoFundMe is not active. The money's still sitting there, we didn't hit our goal. I used GoFundMe money to go to Comic-Con when the GoFundMe wasn't made when I went to Comic-Con, and Comic-Con was over. You can clearly see the date. Unless you need glasses, I can help you. And I know I shouldn't have to explain these, I've already explained everyone for it, but I get frustrated. But it takes less than 2 seconds. This is a rocket science, right? You can check. You wanted to just lie and say, oh, you said GoFundMe money on Comic-Con when I literally made a GoFundMe after Comic-Con. And the issue that was being brought up was, if I was a scammer, mind you guys derailed the conversation of that lie and made it about me being a racist predator, all of that stuff, and never even got a chance to address it as a scammer.
So she starts complaining in a park in the middle of the day about Ashley Trevino. If you don't know who Ashley Trevino is, I believe I've said it before, it's the one person Sophia is completely justified in ranting and raving about all day long. Ash is just a horrible, horrible one. Sophia really hits home the point that this girl's creep. She's like 30, yeah, she goes out with a 19-year-old, sends the dude weird pics of herself. But that's not the worst thing about Ashley. The worst thing about Ashley is she has an obsession with talking to prisoners, like emailing or writing guys in jail. And the one dude she was with, or might even currently be with, is a man in jail for ending the life of a 13-year-old girl. Now, Ash even goes around defending this man and what he did. And she is far, far worse of a person than Toad could ever wish to be. But one day we'll get her talking about Ash, I guarantee you that. She then gives a very warm Christmas welcome, and I thought that was an out-of-Toad's itinerary. Never thought she had that plan, but apparently she did. And then ends the day by ranting about her old GoFundMe scam, which then got her to Comic-Con. And back in the day, Toad had a GoFundMe she was running. Was the house and meeting group, and they had gone homeless, and instead of doing that, they took the money and went to Comic-Con with their brothers. She tried to defend herself about this, But you always want to play the game in such great detail, trying to explain the ins and outs of what happened that day. You just kind of make it up on the fly, and you basically might be right. And after seeing all of that today, ladies and gentlemen, my God, are we lucky to be spending the holiday season not right here. Again, the Slidell's have put themselves in this position, and we'll sit here all day, pointing the finger and ranting about every single person they feel has put into this position. But they never point the finger at themselves, and that's what the big problem is here. They're not going to have a very good Christmas, and Sophia's coping with that in the best way she can, same way she did it around Thanksgiving, calling everyone who celebrated it a racist and stuff, and just expect more and more outlandish claims from this girl as it goes on. Because we are not done with the Slidell family Christmas just yet, my friends. But that's all I've got for y'all today. My friends, time has finally come. The finale of a Slidell family Christmas. You know, over the last week, I've uploaded about 4 or 5, I think 4 videos on Sophia here, and the struggles that her family and herself have been going through this holiday season. You know, the being homeless, the fact that she refuses to get a job, the robbery, the hacking of her car when her Xboxes got stolen. Sophia's had a pretty eventful December, and in my humble opinion, I truly believe that today's video is Sophia at her worst. She is so grating. This is maybe the most hypocritical I've ever seen Sophia, but she doesn't mind what other people have talked about, like that Ash Trevino girl or like Leslie Clark. Sophia feels that all these people deserve all the criticism they get, and while that may be true, there are some terrible people. Sophia can't understand why people would throw criticism at her. She doesn't care if other people get the same treatment as she does, as long as she's not getting it. She's back to making completely false statements about her life just to try to sound better online. And of course, Mama Chu's right there in the passenger seat, agreeing to all of it. I'm just saying, this video, I watched it last night, right? And it was on TV's channel. I always shout them out, but I have to, so they got some great videos on Sophia, the best archive channel out there. And this was one of those times where I watched it with my head in my hands, just wondering why she's saying all this, what the hell she's talking about, and pretty shortly into the video, you'll be understanding my frustrations as well. She seemingly thinks anyone who messes with her is going to get arrested. But while I highly doubt that, if she does, hopefully people get a good review. So ladies and gentlemen, let me ask you a question. Have you suffered an injury lately and need somebody to fight for you? Well, you can consider America's largest injury law firm, Morgan & Morgan. Morgan & Morgan understands a very true fact of life, my friends, and that's that size matters. And when you're seriously hurt, your injury could be worth millions. And you best believe that Morgan & Morgan doesn't settle for no low-ball offers. They have achieved significant verdicts in the past couple of months for victims involved in life-altering car crashes. $12 million in Florida, 34 times the highest insurance offer, and $26 million in Philadelphia, 40 times the highest insurance offer. And one of the best parts about it, the fees are absolutely free unless you win. You can start your claim now with Morgan & Morgan at www.forthepeople.com/Smokey. Found in the description or by scanning the QR code off screen from your phone's camera. If you're severely injured and you need someone to fight tooth and nail for you, you can give Morgan & Morgan a call today.
There's an evil creature. Not evil creature. There's a gigantic creature in this car. I don't know what it is. I think it's bigger than a rat. I don't know what it is. It's under. It's like not inside the car. It's like under the car or something, like in the machinery, because it keeps bang, bang, bang. It's like banging. Whatever it is, I don't know. No, the cat was under the car one night and went ring, and it was attacking something under the car. I don't know what it was, but the cat ran away with nothing. So whatever is in the car, there's something not in the car with us. Like we're fine, but it's like under the car somewhere. I don't know what it is because I was thinking of that, but it's banging really loudly at night. It might be a rat. I was thinking, I've never seen a possum. Maybe a raccoon? I don't know. I've never seen a raccoon either. Where is that about?
I actually don't see it.
My favorite book?
Impossible.
I do love the R.S. Green Street books. I used to be an R.S. all the time. The Green Street books when I was younger. I read a lot of books in high school. Yeah, some of you guys need to read. Oh, and I did love the Scary Stories to Tell in the Dark. That's one of my favorite books too. Yes, I can read. I read higher than most people. So when you say I can't read, you can't read. You only read, up to 5th grade? So I was worried about maybe working on your reading skills before you talk about I can't read. Because 50% of Americans can only read up to 5th grade. So instead of worrying about me, worry about yourself. It was rough. Sorry.
So an animal or rodent, I don't know what exactly it is, but it is living inside Sophia's car. But no, it's living outside the car somewhere. And I'm assuming they have something in the truck or maybe inside the car, but I'll tell you this much right now. It's not just Sophia, it's not just Brother Chi and Mama Chi. There's something else that's made its home inside that car, and I hope Slidell is watching it very warmly. To be fair, that was
Ooh, I pulled off a skill right now. This shit, I didn't know if I was gonna make it.
My heart goes going to support Sophia. But really, the best part is that someone in chat tells her that she can't read. She then goes on to talk about how she should love the R.L. Stein novels. And then goes on to say that she reads better than 50% of Americans, and assumes that everyone in her chat who's calling her out cannot read themselves. This is coming from a woman who always wants to claim she has a learning disability, and to be fair, she probably does. This is only her trying to stick up for herself while getting attacked and being told she can't read. An attack to her, this isn't an attack that she perceives it as such. So now she has to claim that she reads better than everyone in there. It's Sophia's main defense mechanism to just claim she's something she's not, so she sounds better when trying to confront these trolls and defend herself.
And I saw Poncho's video. Now I understand. Poncho has a right or using antibodies, yes I do. Thank you for the lantern. But in the same breath, right?
Well, if you don't
In
shut
the same breath, I feel like victim shaming or victim blaming should not be allowed, especially because you involve a victim blame there. I understand that you said you should have called police right away, but when something happens, people don't call the police right away. We gotta stop thinking that when something happens to us, we must call the police right away. That is victim blaming. Don't victim blame people. Please, I saw that video. Like, that was not it. Whether he was mad that he didn't report on it or not, right? You can't sit here and say, I'm not gonna bring awareness to this because it's good, it's called the police. It could have helped save her. You don't know how the internet works. That's why a lot of people come on here and document for proof because if they're going to court, they're going to say, well, what proof do you have that something business to you? And then what's going to happen is that she ain't going to have any proof. Right? You should know how the internet works. You are a teacher that's only thinking about teeth, but you have to think about it from the other side. TikTok can help people get out of very bad situations like that. So let's not think that everyone has to run to the police because the police ain't going to do squat. They're not going to do nothing.
Look, I don't know a single soul she just spoke about. All I know is that that's the hardest assessment for me to even think about saying that to her. This girl she's speaking about is apparently abused. Nobody wants to see that. You do that shit, you're an absolute scumbag who deserves prison. But for Sophia to sit here and proclaim to people that you should not call the police, they don't do anything, is such a dangerous line of thinking. I know you have your own personal opinion on the police, but encouraging another female to not go to the police because in your mind it's victim blaming? Like, what does that even mean? Telling someone to go to the police is victim blaming? I'm not sure. I'm not sure, but all I know is not going to the police will just allow this creep to keep going around and doing things he does. And that needs to be stopped immediately. She brought up this TikTok with another person ago. That's absolutely not. And if you want to expose this person, go ahead. That's completely understandable. But for you to say that it's a safer alternative than going to the police is just crazy.
Yeah, I'm going to listen a little bit. Why is he maybe using it? If you should know that. Well, what I'm doing to get home is that I've been scoping out this house, right? Because he's doing this house, but I'm scoping her. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to end up pushing this house, and I'm going to grab it. That's what I've been doing. You know? I'm going to help this house. That's what I'm going to do. I'm just scoping it out. I'm going to grab it. I'm just kidding. Really? You want to ask me a question that I'm not going to tell you? I'm not going to tell you what I'm doing. It's not
Stab it ass, stab it off.
why did I tell you what I'm doing to get out?
God, she's so right.
Yeah.
Her business, you know?
Put your hands in the air.
Hours-long live stream. And what I find most interesting is that nobody's asking you where you're going to bring your house. They're asking what you to get to your house. Because you have to be trusted in this stuff, bitch. You come here live every night and explain how you do so much and trying so hard. But it doesn't seem like any of that, like that includes any of that, right? Sophia, you claim all the time that people need proof for these actions. Show proof. Show that you're actually trying. Because you seem to look at everybody else and go, man, they're fucking up. Man, this person's fucking up in their life. What about you? Because you're showing no types of like,
there you go.
And help your family get paid. As a matter of fact, you're going in reverse based on what you're about to say in the early videos. You know what? Nah, I'm not going to make you leave. Sophia, somebody who just got her Xbox stolen, who had no way to play anything, apparently already got her new Xbox. She says it later on, and this is wild. She tries to make it like a cryptic thing. Oh, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. After saying that she recently got a new one. Dude, there's no way going in the toilet, really.
I was getting away about someone else's situation instead of mine. Just about asking me to go look at my page. Maybe stop talking about my situation when I've already said that I've already got my situation handled. I have to wait until whatever money from wherever I get cashed out is cashed out so I can pay the $10 for the document. Well, in the meantime, I can talk about whatever situation I want to talk about. You need to worry about your situation and not worry about me. Thank you.
Okay, I ain't worried about it. No, I can see it. I ain't got no time to
no. See, the difference between me and you is the fucking holiday. You know what happens during the fucking holiday? I can tell you what happens during the fucking holiday. Everything is closed. So by the time I get the goddamn document, if I had $10 to get the goddamn document, would mean that I would still have to wait a fucking long time because it takes a really goddamn long time. So, you know, that's like one document you have to pay a whole funeral policy with, which is none of your fucking business what I'm doing with my life. So maybe instead of telling me to worry about other people, like worry about yours, because I talk about any and everybody, and I've been doing that for years. So maybe, just maybe worry about yourself, okay? Thank you.
Is she out of her fucking mind saying all that type of stuff? But let's look at the first one. Someone brings up, you always tell people to worry about their own problems, but you always talk about Ash Trevino, which is a perfect example, as I've said many times. Yes, Ash Trevino is the worst person in Tofia, but Tofia thinks her being able to criticize Ash somehow puts her on.
I'm innocent, niggas.
Gives her somebody that she can
go and kill him.
Her, you know what I'm saying? And then
I'm
she
doing
says something
this,
so crazy,
baby.
why they're never going to get out of this situation.
Oh,
She said she needs $10 for a document. She's currently just waiting for the money she has coming to her. You know what that is, ladies and gentlemen? Sophia got banned on TikTok, or at least like demonetized, and she's waiting for $200. $200. That's the whole holiday season not getting the job because you're waiting patiently for $200 goddamn dollars. I'm not saying that's such a little bit of money, especially with someone into issue, but come on now. This is your excuse to try to get a job. I mean, it really is. That's what Mama Tree was defense her for, saying she has a job. It's TikTok. But, you know, she's not getting paid. So is it really a job? In their mind, it is. She cusses up a storm in her, too.
Shadows
That's when you really know you
light.
got Tofia mad. And finally, the one that my jaw dropped on. She has the nerve to say to Ash that she's going to focus on that and talk about it because Tofia has her situation under control. Like, are you, that's why I said at the beginning, are you out of your mind? Like, you're just saying that as a deflection of something to protect yourself from people calling you out. I just said, you're waiting for $200. You've been waiting for over 2 months for it. What is that going to do?